In work in progress, real-time virtual reality technology has been used to bring to life a series of drawings to examine the possibilities of a life beyond the frame. I made the drawings at a time when I didn't have a studio or the potential to exhibit, and so they represented an imaginary space which could act as both studio and exhibition space. But also, because of the nature of the drawings, I was able to use the space as a memory space for placing objects in which I was interested in at the time, like a mirror perhaps. I was also able to play with events that may happen in the space. In this case, someone appears to have broken in, sawn a hole through the ceiling, broken into the space and left a painting behind. Here the journey into the next room, for some reason, has been denied us by the boarding up of the space. I was also able to examine the idea that there may be life within this fluid space that I created, and here we can see some rather difficult to define life forms entering the space through a hole in the wall. I was also able to use the space as a kind of sketchbook, and so I could draw pieces which I was interested in. This one is just resting against the wall. It was something I never actually made. But perhaps the pencil there is suggesting that it may have been used to make the work. Obviously, with drawing, much is left to the interpretation of the viewer. If we present a doorway, the viewer can only guess what may exist around the corner. But using this technology, the viewer can be placed within the image and is free to explore themselves what may lie beyond. It was very important for me that the world itself echoed the style of the original drawings. The space at first appears to us to be very small. If I place my ear to the wall, I can hear sound beyond the wall, which seems to suggest that there's more to the space than what I've so far been able to explore. Perhaps these paintings on the wall offer us a clue. They appear to represent pathways which may help us to continue our journey. Perhaps if I study them in more detail, something may happen. Let's have a look back at the space we were in before, and yes, it would appear that we were able to change the nature of the space through our presence within it. Also, this world appears to be populated, or rather infested with insects. At the time I created the work for the ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Arts in London in 1996, I had an ant infestation in my flat, and I wanted to be able to bring aspects from my real life into the virtual space which I created. Now they appear to be descending from this hole in the ceiling here. Maybe I'll have a walk up the ladder and see what's going on. Just stick my head through the hole. Each time I enter this space to give the presentation, the ants behave differently. If I'm lucky, one will be falling just as I'm at this position. But as looks like in this case, it's not always guaranteed. Well, this sound seems to have got louder now I'm in the space. It looks like someone's left this radio on. The closer I get to it, the closer the sound gets. Before I placed the radio within the space, there was no sense that I was alone, but somehow the idea that there has been a presence previously, someone's obviously left the radio behind, now makes me very aware of the fact that I may be alone in the space, but there may be someone else elsewhere in the space, not the only presence necessarily. Having explored that room, now I know how to use the paintings to alter the space and therefore extend my potential to explore the space. I'm going to go back and have a look in the other painting and see if that opens up. Yes, it does. It opens up the space further for me to explore. Now I think I know how to do this. I'll explore the first painting. There's a lot of noise in here. It sounds like there's something going on. Definitely something going on outside, but beyond that wall. The first image seems to represent figure, perhaps myself, looking at the painting in which I'm standing in front of in the room that I'm in. So it's a representation of myself in the space. The second painting seems to represent a figure looking at the second painting. This time, however, some kind of item of furniture seems to have appeared on the wall, and it has also now appeared in the space. Let's see if we can look inside. When I first placed this wardrobe in this cupboard inside the world, I was very happy to discover that one of the doors was broken and suspends itself in mid-air once it's been opened. I'd seen so many virtual kitchens where everything was spotless, perfect, so many virtual worlds. I have no faults, there's no mess, no litter. So, as I say, once I imported this wardrobe, I was happy to find out that the door was broken. And I wanted to leave it that way to enable me to talk about the unreal nature of existing virtual spaces. The third painting seems to offer us a way to continue our journey. Once again, I'm shown looking at the third painting. There's also an object on the floor. Maybe I should explore that further. Seem to be further life forms within the space. The object appears to be some form of a bowl of food for this creature. I wonder if it's friendly. No, obviously doesn't like being stroked. I'll move on, I think. Be a whole family of these little virtual pets living in the space.